Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar hosts, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar App and at LineStar MLB, and download the app at the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. You will not regret it. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. You can find myself on Twitter at BDandrick, and my co-host, as always, who is much smarter than me because he believes in Matt Harvey, and it worked out beautifully for him on Friday. And I have been searching Amazon for just the right gift. Let's put it that way. Like, there's about 4 things I wanted to get at Bogman Sports, Scott Bogman, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I know the second I do, there'll be something better. There will be,
what?
So I'm waiting.
Take your time. It's okay. I will be more than happy to await the annoying gift.
Well, part of me wants to make sure, like, the deal is it's going to get mailed to you, but you can't open it until we're on air, so people can go to the LineStar YouTube channel to get your reaction. So I want to make sure it's still during the baseball season. So I have like a window
let's
here.
do this. Why don't we wait until I move? So you
Okay.
can send it to my new place, and that way,
We'll do that.
I don't have to move whatever it is.
That sounds even better, everybody. But how was your weekend, my friend?
I mean, besides the Diamondbacks getting destroyed by the Dodgers, which is never fun.
No, this is not a recording, people.
But yeah, rinse, repeat. Right. It was pretty good. I still am confused about some of the trade deadline moves and non-moves. Like, why is Trevor Story still on the Rockies?
He wanted to know that on Friday, too. He took himself out of the lineup.
Right. Why is David Peralta, Cole Calhoun, Merrill Kelly, like half of this roster still on the Diamondbacks? That is interesting. But we had some good debuts, some guys coming back, a bunch of people traded, obviously. So it was at least an enjoyable weekend.
Definitely was. And the last couple of days, it felt like building lineups in September where all the call-ups are there, because all weekend is like play Rafael Ortega, play Yadiel Hernandez. And these are guys like Hernandez we were on earlier in the year. Then he got sent back down. Now he's back up. He's min-price batting cleanup again. It helped he hit 2 home runs on Sunday. Ortega hit 3 on Sunday. It's like it's crazy what's taking place. But
yeah, the creative player for the White Sox hit 3 homers the other day.
Like his first 3 career home runs all in the same game.
Yeah.
Like, we are in September baseball, but it's August. It's August 2nd, folks.
It's a trade deadline. I think stuff will outside
right?
of the Cubs lineup, stuff will start falling into place here.
Yeah, it was just a very, very interesting weekend, and we'll have you guys covered for the rest of the season, September call-ups and all. So don't you worry about that. But we have 7 games on Monday. So let's be in, out, quick, simple to get you ready on your Monday slate of action. So Bogman, let's kick things off here. We got the Philadelphia Phillies at the Washington Nationals. Ranger Suarez goes from closer, but now that Ian Kennedy's there, they're moving him to the rotation against Josiah Gray. Over-under of 9 on this game. Suarez is 46 on DK, not on FanDuel. He's priced so cheap because they wanted to go 3 innings and slowly stretch him out. Josiah Gray, 7,600 on DK, 63 on FanDuel. He's got close to 80 pitches now. Do you like either pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I don't think Gray's going to go very deep. Like you said, he's up to about 80 pitches. Who knows when that's going to be for him? He's working with a new catcher and, all new teammates. Suarez, obviously not going to go deep. So I'll stick to bats in this one. For me, it's, Harper's been incredible. He's expensive, but he's been great. Segura, Bohm, Brad Miller, Bell, Soto, and Alcides Escobar. So outside of that, kind of slim pickings, but I do like this game for some hitters.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a game to go back to the bats for. No doubt about that, especially with Suarez getting out of there early. You'll get a lot of bullpen action there, so that's always attractive when you're facing the Phillies, who made some moves deeper in the bullpen early on. Still ain't that scared, folks. So I'm okay with that one. And so you got your Sotos of the world, but don't forget, once again, Yadiel Hernandez, he's 25 on FanDuel, 2K flat on DK, hitting cleanup. Just got to keep rolling with that value. Enjoy that while you can. You can go back to Philadelphia, too. They went off on Sunday, scored 15 runs. Real Muto finally showed up in a monster game. You got Harper who's swinging it well. Lots of value to be had there as well. Hopefully Hoskins is back. If not, you probably get some Brad Miller as well.
Kutch got hurt, too.
Yeah, so injuries galore. So there'll be value all over this game, and it's a good spot because both pitchers shouldn't go super deep. Washington's bullpen's all like gone, and then Philadelphia's gotten better, but it's still like Alvarado's wild, Neris. Kennedy's not bad, but you got to get there first. So let's see how that is. So definitely a game to attack some bats. Baltimore at the New York Yankees. Oh, this is so great to kick off our Monday after the trade deadline. Jorge Lopez against Andrew Heaney. New York Yankee, Andrew Heaney, over under of 10. One of the best fly ball pitchers in baseball, comes to the AL East. This is one of the trades that just made my face go so big and smiley. I feel like the Joker. It was amazing. Either pitcher for you, Bugs?
I'll say
he's available in this game. I know where you're going.
Yeah, there's only 7 games.
Yes,
so Heaney's got to be on the slate. And look, our boy Eno pointed out a lot of stuff. Just how much the analytics do like Heaney because of his rotation and spin rate and all that stuff. There's a lot of underlying stuff that can make him better. So maybe just getting out of LA is going to do it for him. Like you said, going to be some tough lineups, but this isn't one of them. So
bite your tongue.
Heaney is in play. Lopez is not, but like you said, decent bats in this game. Rizzo, pretty good debut for the Yankees for him. Odor, Judge, Gallo, all in play. And if you don't start Heaney, I would say Mullins, Mancini, Ramon Urias. These are the guys that I would like from Baltimore.
Yeah, I will give you the benefit of the doubt on a small slate like this. You can go Heaney because one, he's very good. When he's off, right away, and you just turn your laptop off and go do whatever you're going to do because it'll be over real quick. And then that's the beauty of it. So his price point on this slate, he's very usable. Not sure I'd go there on FanDuel, but DK as an SP2 or something, I'm cool with it. If you're not using him, Severino, he had a double dong game off a lefty on Friday, I believe. He loves hitting his lefties. You got Mancini. Mountcastle swinging well, and so is Hayes, both very, very cheap. And Santander's been back and playing. So Hayes, Mountcastle, and Santander are super cheap if you need to go that direction. On the flip side, love Rizzo. You mentioned he homered in his first 2 games, and he led off on Sunday and continued to produce. So he's hitting the ball well. The rest of the team's offense is kind of but Rizzo's been pretty productive. So I like him, and I don't hate Heaney, but if I'm making more than one lineup, I will have a Baltimore stack. You can guarantee that one. New York Mets at the Miami Marlins. We have Tyler McGill against Jesus Luzardo. This is great. He was in the minors. I love Miami's doing this because they have no reason not to. You got him up here. Yeah. Let's get him some major league reps. McGill's 96 on DK, 85 on FanDuel. Luzardo 69 and 87. McGill's one of the top options tonight, but any interest in both or just one?
More McGill to me. I like him against the Marlins here. He is capped around 100 pitches, but that's not 80. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm good with him, especially at his higher strikeout rate. And he was back on that strikeout horse in his last start out. So that is who I'm interested in the most. I would say Luzardo's in play in a short slate, but once again, even though he's cheap, working with the new catcher, new team, all that stuff just makes me a little wary, kind of like guys coming off the IL, although I'm more willing to start these guys. But Drury has been hitting still. McNeil, Baez, great debut for him for the Mets, Alonso, and McCann. So those are the bats that I like here.
Yeah, I got no problem attacking Luzardo. If he's on, it's great because we know he can do it once in a while, but he's been such a mess. I'll give him my chance. It is a homecoming. He's going to be pitching back home, which is great, but you mentioned Drury, great value. He's been raking since coming up and loves hitting lefties. You throw in some Baez, some Alonso, maybe some McCann and company. I like them quite a bit in this game of the Mets. And then I'm all over Tyler McGill. Big fan of his. I liked him before he was like the big dog on these slates when he was cheap. So I'll definitely be in on my 7-game slate versus Miami. Seattle at Tampa Bay on this one. Chris Flexen versus Michael Wacha. Over under 8.5. Flexen 71 on DK, 73 on FanDuel. Wacha 84 and 71. On this slate, I can kind of see arguments for both. I can also see arguments for bats, Bogman.
Yeah, I'm more on the bat side. I would say Wacha's been getting to 5 innings pitched in 3 of his last 4 games, and it's a decent draw against Seattle, but I'm just not really interested. I think I'll stick more to bats. I'm definitely not going flexing. He was crushed last time out. But Toro, Ty France is 3 for 3 against Wacha. Seager's been hitting. Crawford has been hitting. And then on the Tampa Bay side, pretty much everybody's been hitting. Meadows, Phillips, Wander Franco, Randy Rosarena, Yandy Diaz. So I'm way more in on bats here.
Yeah. Flexen was good for a while. His last 2 starts have been bad, and he was much better at home than on the road, but his last 2 starts were at home, so even a bit more concerning. Waka doesn't go super deep, but on a short slate, I can see it. I wish he was cheaper than 84 on DK. That's the problem. You're not going to use him on FanDuel because he can't get you the quality start. That's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I probably end up leaning towards the bats. France swinging it very well, but I love Toro's discount. I think I used him every day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He's been super productive. He's also got second base and third base eligibility now, which is very, very nice. Seager's not too shabby either. You can mix in a couple others if you want, but you can get some value with Seattle. Flip side, Tampa Bay, always up and down, but when they go off, it seems like they crush. It's not like a 4-run game. Like they just go bananas. So your Meadows, your Lows, and company can be very attractive. They're just getting more expensive than they used to be. Like Brett Phillips could be a nice sneaky value. You mentioned 24 and 21. That could be a fun one to go to on this slate to be a little different, but you have to pay if you want some of these Rays, which is a little different than we're used to. Let's put it that way. Los Angeles Angels, Anaheim at the Texas Rangers on this one. Jose Suarez, Dane Dunning, 63 and 7K for Suarez, 63 and 76 for Dunning. I actually like both pitchers. I prefer Suarez, but I like both pitchers in this game, which kind of makes me puke in my mouth.
I mean, I'll let you lead that. I'm not really interested
but you
here.
You got to play somebody, Boggs. You've only picked one guy.
You do. I think there's some other guys here that I like in the last 2 games. But yeah, I think I'll stick to bats mainly in this one. For whatever reason, Ohtani's not coming up as a bat
because he was supposed to pitch, and so he'll probably get added later. Okay. He's not pitching now because of his finger injury. A foul ball in the dugout clipped his thumb.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then Stassi, Eaton, Lagares. How about the weekend Jonah Heim had? Pretty weekend. Nice. Yep. And he's cheap, 27 and 25. Maybe you can ride that wave. Nate Lowe. So is Nate Lowe going by Nathaniel now?
I saw that recently, and I was like, "Is this what we're really doing? Is this how it's going?" Like I call Joseph Gallo and stuff, kind of as a tongue-in-cheek joke.
Yeah.
Nathaniel never was on my radar of any. If anything, it was maybe Nathan, maybe, but not Nathaniel. Never.
Yeah. All right. So Nathaniel Lowe.
He feels like he should be in a rom a comic book with a comic book with wings coming out of his back. Nathaniel Lowe. I don't know. It seems weird.
Nathaniel Lowe is the actual name of the Archangel, but
yeah, exactly.
Adolis Garcia also. I mean, there's not lots of bats to pick from. This is an ugly game, but you got to do something with it in a 7-game slate.
That's kind of why I like the pitching. The biggest reason with Suarez is he had a rough one his last time out, but prior to that was decent, at least strikeout wise. And the Rangers are not great versus left-handed pitching. And that's kind of the angle I used all weekend. Marco Gonzalez wasn't great, didn't crush you. Tyler Anderson wasn't great, didn't crush you. They're free money, basically. I think Suarez kind of fits that mold again. Could he go bad? Sure. But on this slate, I kind of like him at $6,300 as an SP2. You can pair him with a McGill or something and get some nice expensive bats if you want. Dunning's always that guy we've looked at. If it's a bad offense, which the Angels kind of are, he gets a lot of ground balls. Strikeouts aren't always there. That's the downside. We've seen him shut down the Yankees for 5 innings and throw up 18 points before for 5K. So they're both GPP plays. You could see them blow up. You could see them go to crap. But it's the slate we're on, they at least enter the conversation on this one because these offenses are so boomer bust bad. That's why I'm leaning those two on this game. All right. Pittsburgh Pirates at the Milwaukee Brewers. Bryce Wilson versus Eric Lauer. Over under of 9. Wilson coming over from Atlanta. He's 6K on DK, 69 on FanDuel. Lauer's 9K and 75. I'll agree Lauer's a good option. He's just expensive on DK.
Yeah, he is expensive, which makes him less of an intriguing option. But last 5 starts, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs. And against Pittsburgh so far this year, he has thrown 9 in the 3rd innings, 2 earned. That's a 1.93 ERA. 8-6 strikeout to walk isn't fantastic, but at least that track record makes him in play. Don't really want to mess with Bryce Wilson. He's only gone over 4 innings pitched in 2 of his 8 starts, so pass for me there. But there are some bats to like. Lorenzo Cain, who you mentioned last time, has been hitting well, and he's a good deal. Obviously, Garcia, Rowdy Tellez, Colton Wong, Willie Adames still hitting, and then Reynolds and Gamble, if you're not going with Lauer, have been hitting as well. So more bats, but I'm a little intrigued by Lauer.
Yeah, no, on this slate, Lauer's in play. I've used Lauer a lot. He's usually just not 9K. I even, on $7,500 on FanDuel, I think he's a decent value. If he can sneak out 6 innings, which he can from time to time, that's intriguing. The Pirates don't strike out a ton. It's usually the downside, but I do like Lauer. I'm with you there. I love Milwaukee. I've been stacking them a lot lately. Like, this offense is really good, especially versus mediocre pitchers. Like, Wilson's pedigree is good. We've seen good outings. I just don't believe it's coming tonight in Milwaukee. So give me some Rowdy Tellez for nice and cheap, 3K26. Love Colton Wong. Keep riding Willie Adames. And then you can mix in your Avies, your Lorenzo Cains, your Tyron Taylors, however, because they've been rotating through like the 5 through 7 spots. So kind of work with what fits your stacks best. They're all in play, though. I like them a lot on this slate. Milwaukee is one of my favorite stacks to build around this evening. Before we get to the final game of the evening, which should be a nice, easy W in the desert for the first place team in the West, I urge you guys to give a 5-star rate and review on iTunes to the podcast. We truly would appreciate it. And also go check out the LineStar YouTube page. Give it a subscribe, a thumbs up, share, all that good stuff there, as you'll enjoy just, Bogman rolling his eyes at my Diamondbacks jokes and all kinds of other cool stuff like that. So I highly recommend you go check all that out. All right, to the desert. DeSclafani versus Widener. Disco's 93 and 87. Widener's 8K and 65. Disco might be the top pitcher on the slate, Bogman.
He is for me. I mean, I rolled my eyes at you, but great in 2 starts versus Arizona so far this year. 13 and 2/3 innings, 3 earned. That's 1.98 ERA. 12 strikeouts to 3 walks. It's been great. Widener, 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts, which is over 8 1/3 innings. So he's been getting shelled. So you can also maybe stack up your Giants. You can play both sides of San Francisco in this game. I mean, it would be Lamont Wade, Thairo Estrada, Chris Bryant went yard in his first game with your Giants. Austin Slater, Brandon Crawford is back up off the IL. So interested in bats here for the Giants as well.
Yeah, watch the news. Lamont Wade left in like the 8th with lower back stiffness. So keep an eye on that. Wilmer Flores is out with a back injury, but
can anybody just stay healthy?
Yeah, exactly.
You have the Hunger Games out there
horrible.
this year.
It's horrible. But you got Duggar, you got Crawford, you got Bryant, you're gonna have Posey. There's options to be had with the Giants. Ruff is on fire. So Giant stack, yes. Disco, love a lot. So we're on the same page on this one. All right, everybody. I mentioned following LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. And you want to do it because they tweet out a lot of great stuff. Lots of home run calls, lineups, news, the works. And most importantly, they tweet out the home run calls of the day, where Bogman, myself, and Ryan Humphreys give our home run calls. They tweet them out. If you retweet them, 3 lucky retweeters get paired up with each one of us. And if that guy goes deep, you win some free swags. Bogman's guy Machado went deep on Friday. He went deep twice on Friday. Only one set of free swag, but he went deep twice. So I think almost every night, I think last week, maybe one night, someone didn't win swag, but there was swag given out quite a bit to finish out July. So we're going to have another big August coming your way. So Bogman, on Monday, August 2nd, to kick off the second half, or the last 2 months, I should say, who's your home run call tonight?
I mean, Kyle Seager against Michael Wacha. I like him to go yard tonight, and I don't think I picked a Mariner once this year, so I'm going to go with Seager.
I don't mind that one at all. I'm going to the Bronx. This man is going to be in his pinstripes, which he's been in his pinstripes most of his career. This is the first time he's in these pinstripes. That short porch in right field, calling his name, Anthony Rizzo, going deep in Yankee Stadium off of Jorge Lopez or whatever scrub Baltimore throws out later in the game. So give me Anthony Rizzo. I will go with that one. You will go Kyle Seager. And Mr. Humphreys will go with a home run call of his choice later on as well. So hopefully we get you guys started. It feels like I keep saying it, but it's going to happen. 3-pack is coming before this is over. Might as well start off August with it. I'm just saying, people. So make sure you retweet all that stuff. And then also download the app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. You will not regret it. All the good stuff you need there. Start getting comfortable with it, because Boggs, football is less than 40 days away.
I know.
We're going to be back doing football also, and they're going to want that app, because before I did, this is my first year with Bogman doing football. Side story, I was using that app for 2 years now, doing football stuff for myself, and it is by far amazing. Like, it is awesome. So
yeah,
get used to it with your baseball. And then you can use it for football. And Bogman can give you his touchdown calls every week because he gets them right all the time and all that good stuff. But make sure you follow Boggs on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm at BDentric. Enjoy your 7-game slate Monday. We'll be back with you guys with a full slate Tuesday. See you later.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.